me. Oh, no. Not that. So maybe I need to move over. There we go. There we go. Much better. How are we doing, guys? Happy Saturday evening. Hey, Miss Kaiser Shelday. Hey, JV. Hey, Greta. Hey, Crazy Homebody Girl. What's up, Connie? Thank you all for being here. Is this my first Saturday Night Live? Ooh, I like the name of that. I just wanted to hurry up and get in here and talk about Ready to Love so you guys can have your Saturday back. But if you don't watch this show, stick around for a while. I'll talk about it and I'll give you a little insight into it. It's a really good show. It's a really good show. You guys know how I've been talking about I would love a show with like older people, like a show that's about love with older people, because I feel like that's a bit more realistic than some of the stuff that we've been getting because everybody on The Bachelor and Bachelorette is like 10. So I really enjoy this show. I feel like these people are really trying to find love, no matter how crazy they go about it. I really do think that they are ready for love and trying to find love. Hey, Dr. Rim, how are you? What's up, Huguette? How are you, sis? Hey, Sarah. NTR said the notifications finally did what they're supposed to do. Hey, Star fam. Hey, D-Dub, how are you? Not the YouTube notifications finally working in my favor. Finally, they've been hating on your girl. Hating on your girl. But yeah, like I was saying, this is a show with, I think, millennials, older millennials. I think some Gen X. Anybody from Gen X? Yeah, a few people from Gen X. But I like that. I wanted to watch a show about love where I felt like we were going to get real results. And I felt like the people really wanted to be there and that it wasn't just for, Instagram followers, right? I feel like these people are far beyond Instagram followers and really want relationships. So that's what I really like about the show. If you have watched this before, please let me know. Does the show produce results or is it just messy through and through? Let your girl know. LaShonda said, just got off work and I'm here. Thank you for being here. Crazy Homebody Girl said, you think these men are ready for love? I have my doubts. I have my doubts on, oh gosh, JB said, no, they not. JB said, no, they not. These men are not ready for love. You don't think so? Who don't you think is not ready for love on this show? Oh no, Crazy Homebody Girl. Crazy Homebody Girl said it's messy boots. Ciao. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. D-Dub said none of them. No. Oh my goodness. I was hoping that this was different. That this show was different. I was hoping we would get something a little better because the cast was a bit older. Wow. Lord, well, let's get into the mess. Let's get into the mess. Let's first start off with, so in this episode, Nephew Tommy, he just goes by Tommy on the show. I always, I grew up with him being called Nephew Tommy. But Tommy encourages the men to go on dates with women that normally aren't their type and women that they normally wouldn't go for. I was surprised because I felt like we saw a few connections, right? I felt like a lot of people, felt like a lot of couples meshed together really, really well. And I was kind of shocked that some of these couples actually worked out since they all seemed like they would not be each other's type. But a lot of them actually worked out. And I'm interested to see if the men will pursue the women that they went out with on this episode after, in the next few episodes, in the next upcoming episodes, just because a lot of the men are laser focused on, one specific kind of woman. But when you switch it up, child, I thought it was a bug and missed my braids. Atlanta has made me so nervous. But when you switch it up, you get something a little different. And I feel like, it worked out for, wait a minute. I feel like it worked out for a few couples. Wait a minute. There's only one success couple out of 5 seasons, only one successful couple? Oh, it's giving Married at First Sight. That's who I was thinking about, Greta. That's who I think is ready for love. I think that Mike is absolutely ready for love. Oh my goodness. No, Whitney. Oh my goodness. Crazy Homebody Girl said ready for clout and maybe dating. No one understands the assignment. Nobody followed the assignment. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Shonda. Shonda said, please like the video and subscribe. Child, I was so excited because this is only like, it's only 3 episodes in, and I've only watched 3 episodes. I don't know anything about this show, but I was really, excited about it. And y'all are like, absolutely not, girl. They are old and messy. Old and messy. You don't think so? I actually thought so. He has work to do, but I felt like he was here for the right reasons. Well, since we're talking about it, let's get into it. So, our first date is Looney and LJ. I really like Looney and her stank walk. You can't tell Looney that walk ain't it. Everywhere she goes, she just leaning with it, throwing it back and bringing it back. I love it. And with her braids, hi, and that little stank walk. I love Looney. She's good TV. She went out on a date this episode with, where is he? I know I have him here. Please don't tell me I did not add LJ. No way I didn't add LJ. I'm always forgetting somebody. I went over everybody. And how did I not add LJ? Oh, wait. Is this? No, that's Alonzo. Hold on. I feel like I've seen him. Nope, I did not add LJ. Let me add LJ right now. But anyway, she went on a date this episode with LJ, and I kind of like their connection. Hold on one second. Here he is. I can't believe I didn't add him. Sorry, LJ. She went on a date with him, and I kind of like the connection. They never really had a sit-down conversation or anything, but they were pretty much vibing. I think it's more or less Looney. I feel like Looney vibes with all the guys. I think she's very flirtatious and just really easy to talk to. So I feel like she vibes with everybody. So I don't know if there really was a spark there with her and LJ, because I've seen her interact with all the men like this. So I don't really know who Looney is feeling. Who do you guys think that she's feeling? I really don't know, because she has like the same vibe with all of the men, and they're never going to send Looney home, especially not with that walk. But I did enjoy her and LJ's date. But as I'm sitting here talking about it, I realized that Looney's been like this on all the dates or all her interactions with the men on this show. So I don't see much of a difference, and I don't really know who she's leaning towards. But if it's LJ, I'd be here for it, because I really like their energy. I really, really like their energy. I am probably butchering this woman's name. I've only heard it like twice on this show, but let me bring her up. Did I not bring her up either? What is going? You know what? No, it's not me. It's StreamYard, because I absolutely added her before I hopped on here. So why aren't you adding them? What's going on? Anyway, here she is, Shakira. Or Shakira. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing her name wrong. Shakira. Shakira went on a date with I believe she went on a date with Alonzo. Here is my issue with Shakira going out on the date with Alonzo. She was very forward with him, right? And she was just like, why didn't you get my number? You'd never talk to me. Do you like me? Are you interested in me? And I'm like, you're clearly not into him. You're really into Samson. So I don't know why you're putting pressure on this man to chase you when you have not even made an initiative to go and speak to him, or, even try to get to know this guy, because you're not interested. And that's okay. So I don't know if she's playing this game of let me flirt with all the guys so that I don't go home. If she is, it's strategic and it's very smart. But I'm just like, she was putting a lot of pressure on Alonzo to chase after her and pursue her, when I'm just sitting here watching it like, are you interested in him? Like, you've never really talked to the guy, and you've had opportunities as well. So just like how you're saying that he's not approaching you, You haven't done the same as well. Like, you haven't went out after him, and he was just like, I just never got a chance to talk to you, so I didn't know if we vibed. But you saw me and you didn't want to get my number. Why not? Oh, now you want my number. What is this game that you're playing? Because it's very obvious that you don't like him. So I don't think it's weird if Alonzo just moves on to somebody else who he believes is interested in him. First of all, how old is Mr. Alonzo? Because I feel like there's a few people on this show lying about their age. Because I'm just like, Mr. Alonzo, I don't think you were anywhere in your 40s. No shade, sir, but it's giving like a good 53. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that they probably changed all the ages and probably names for the show. But I don't think that Mr. Alonzo was, what is he lying and saying? He 46? I don't believe it. Nah. That's not a black 46. Anyway, I just feel like Shakira, I think I'm saying her name, or I feel it in my spirit. I could be wrong. I just feel like she's doing far too much with all of the men. I feel like she comes on a bit strong and she's very forward, but it's like, girl, who do you like? Like, we see that you like Samson, but you want these men to approach you and treat you a certain way, but you don't act interested in them. So what are you expecting from them? Release the Billie Holiday, release this pen. Release that a bit, because it's applying too much pressure on your head and you are just thinking far too greatly. Not saying that you shouldn't think highly of yourself, but I feel like you're doing a bit too much. And I think that's what's turning off the men, that she's far too forward and nobody knows who she's really interested in. You have shown Samson some interest, right? But you get upset with the guys if they're not coming after you like Samson is, but you go after Samson. You have to show them that you're interested in them before scolding them for not pursuing you. Like, men don't operate like that. They don't go after a woman until they think that they have an end because of their pride and their ego, and they don't want to be let down, right? So if they see some kind of opening, yes, they'll approach you, but you just don't give off approachable. The last time somebody tried to approach you was Swayze. You read him for filth. He ain't been back to talk to you since. The next time you sit down with him, are you going to cuss him out for not pursuing you? Girl, you're all over the place. Gorgeous woman, just all over the place. I feel like for Shakira and Charisse, I think that those two women, I'm going to talk about, let me bring her picture up. I think that those two women have an idea of what they want, and I feel like any man would fill that position. If you watch my Married at First Sight reviews, that's how I feel that Stacia and Lindy are, right? They have this idea of what they want, and it doesn't matter who the guy is, just as long as he shows up at the time that she's ready for him, or wants the husband and, stepfather of her child to show up. Whoever will show up at that time will be right for her. I don't think that, Shakira or Charisse is looking for a particular guy. I think they're just looking for a guy that could fit that role. And I think the men feel that. That's probably why they're not getting the action that they expected to get. That's my opinion on that situation. Since we're speaking about Charisse, I've come to realize that she's not mean. I don't think that Charisse is mean. I think people are misinterpreting Charisse because this episode, I really, really watched her, right? And I realized that Charisse appears mean because her face doesn't move. And Charisse's face doesn't move because Charisse has a lot of Botox. So there are times when the men are saying that she's unapproachable. I don't think it's that she's unapproachable. I think that they're reading her not having any kind of emotions because her face is frozen as her not being interested. Now, she does say very blunt things, but I still don't think she's mean. I think it's her face, and I think that it's the fact that she's so blunt. That's what's turning people off. But when I watched this episode, I was just like, I got a different perspective from her, because I noticed that when she was sitting down talking to Mike, even though she was tearing him up, her face did not move. So I'm just like, I probably think I'm thinking that that's probably what the men are singing. And if they're walking over to you, trying to talk to you, and you are just staring at them, nothing is moving, they're not getting the green light. So they're going somewhere else. I think that's what's happening. But she is blunt. She is blunt. She knows what she wants. She thinks that, she's that girl. And I don't think that there's any problem. I don't think that's a problem with any woman thinking that she's that girl. But I got to be real. I think this right here, the likeness kind of went to her head, right? And I think that she thinks that she's that girl because of this. I could be wrong, but I'm picking up something because the way she walks in a room with all these other stunning Black women and still thinks that she stands out and still stays around, let's be real, no matter how nasty she's been to the men, she still stays around. But who gets cut? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. She got a point. If she walking in with light skin privilege, she got a point because it's working in her favor. Or to be quite honest with you, it could be production keeping her around because she's a pot stirrer. That could be it as well. I'm just calling it like I see it. April, stunning, far too aggressive. I don't want to say a Black woman is aggressive. Far too forward with what she wants, right? And there's nothing wrong with being forward, just like with Shakira. There's nothing wrong with being forward. But what is the end game for you, right? April, what is the goal? Do you want, and I feel the same way about April as I do Charisse and Shakira. It's like, do you want to get to know Mike or do you want to have a husband? And Mike just fits the role for you. Like he has come into this casting session and you have picked him. This is the guy that you want to be your husband. But do you know him, right? And I think that's the issue with Mike. It's just you come on really forward, but you're ready to be in a relationship with him. And it's a turnoff to him because he's just like, you don't know me. Why are you trying to force something with me and you don't take any time to get to know me? You're literally just auditioning men. And I think that's a problem because a woman this stunning should not have an issue getting a man. Right. That's just where it's come from where I'm at. Right. Because when I saw her on the show, I'm just like, why are you on the show? Look at you. Like, girl, you do not need to be on the show. I hope you're on this show for exposure. Right. Then you start to see her in scenes with men. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like you're doing too much. You're not trying to get to know them. It's kind of like you're in a competition. And I haven't watched this show long enough to know if it's a competition. Is there like a monetary gift at the end? Like, I don't know, but she's approaching it like it's the challenge, right? But the end game is a husband. She's just been very like forward with the guys without trying to get to know them, in my opinion, and vice versa. I'll be honest. I don't think any of the men are pursuing the women on this show. I think the women, just like the Bachelorette, I think the women are pursuing the men, and that's a huge problem because it's not being reciprocated, right? And then the women appear to come off a bit too forward. But if you're in a show where you're going to be getting cut every week, you got to start making moves. And it seems like the women are the only one really making moves. That aside, I do feel like April was just a bit too forward, especially with Mike, because I'm just like, sis, when you're like all up on him, when you're at gymnastics and you're all up on him and you sit down on him and he moves away from you, that's a clear sign that you're making that man feel uncomfortable. That and the Jermaine Jackson edges, you have got to pull that stuff up. I don't know why you slick down so much hair. It's like a whole bang that you're slicking down on the side of your head. You don't need to do that. Your weave, your half wig works well for you. That quick weave and that little ponytail works well for you. If you just pull them Jermaine Jackson edges up, you will be fine. And just pull back a bit. Just pull back a bit. Get to know the guys first before you cast them as your husband. That's all I'm saying. So I wasn't shocked, and she wasn't shocked either when she got cut, just because of her approach. I think she kind of felt it coming anyway, because she just wasn't really making connections, and she was kind of turning off the men, especially the one that she was really, really interested in. And I just want to say this, sis, you were doing him a favor. You were doing him a favor. When you decided that was the one that you were going after, I was actually quite shocked because I'm like, April, no shade, but you could do better. But that's what she went after, and that's what she wanted. More power to you. But I think she knew it was coming, so she wasn't upset when she got cut. She was just like, you know what? Life has its paths. I'm okay with it. And she actually took getting cut really well. I think she's stunning. I think she's a great character. I would love to see her on TV. I'm interested to see more. I would love to see her on TV more. I'm interested to see what her perspective will be at the reunion. Please get rid of them Jermaine Jackson edges. Pull it up. It is not working for you. It just takes away from all that beauty. It's such a distraction. It's a real distraction. Let's get into Kayla, also known as Issa Rae. Beautiful woman, very stunning. I don't think she's ready for love. She could be. I don't think she's looking for love on this show. I think she's trying to plug her podcast. I don't see her making connections with anybody. She's pretty surface with all of the men. I think she's sticky. I think they keep her around because she's 30. I got to be quite honest with you. I don't see her making connections with any of the guys, but she has youth working for her and her, working in her favor, because a lot of the women are a bit older, right? So the women who are older want stuff today, right? They want husbands and babies today. The girl that's 30 probably wants those things later on and will, date these men for some time. But the older women are just like, when we leave this show, we need to be going to Bed Bath & Beyond and putting together our registry for our wedding and our baby shower. Not Charisse. You know what I mean? So I don't really think that she's here for that. I think she's here for exposure. And you know what? Good job. You're a stunning woman. Funny confessionals. I think she's going to get the exposure that she needs and is desiring from the show. But I do not think that she's ready for love. I will say, if there's anybody I will see her ending up with after the show, I think it would be Swayze. I think they just have similar energy. I think they're on the same path and at the same pace. I think that would be a good little connection for her, because I think the both of them are ready to date, maybe hang out seriously, but marriage, I don't think either one of them, I don't think they're ready for marriage or a serious relationship. I think Swayze's here for a good time and she's here for exposure. Since we're speaking about Swayze, let me bring him up. Let me bring up Sway. Wait, I'm telling you, I uploaded all of these people. I don't know what is going on with StreamYard, but let me do it again. Let me upload Swayze again, StreamYard. Ciao, Swayze. Oh, wait, something's going on. Oh, StreamYard, come on. I'm going to wait a minute because I see that my StreamYard internet is not fully there. So I'm going to wait for a second and I'm going to star some of your comments. Oh, okay. My StreamYard internet is working again. So I'll get back to what I was going to say about Swayze. Swayze looks like if Bill Bellamy and Eddie Murphy had a love child, it'd be him. Doesn't he? He looks like every time I look at him, I see Bill Bellamy and Bill Cosby. I mean, not Bill Cosby. I see Bill Bellamy and Eddie Murphy. Like, it's just, he is like the top right here is Eddie Murphy. Like, right here is Eddie Murphy and right here is Bill Bellamy. Like, he is their perfect love child. I like him. Again, like with Kayla, I don't think he's where the other people are on this show. I don't think that Swayze is where Mr. Alonzo is, right? I don't think that Kayla is where Miss April is. Like, they're just not there. And that's okay. Your early 30s, you're still figuring some things out. You're not quite there yet. You probably won't be there for, a few more years. And that's okay. That's how it should be. But I don't see it. And I'm not saying that people in their early 30s or mid 30s would not be there, but I think for these two, Kayla and Swayze, I don't see it happening. I see them, if they're smart, linking up through the rest of this process so that they can stay on this show and get, whatever benefits from it that they can. But I really don't see these two, wanting more from the show than just, exposure and fun. I also think it would be nice of them to not link up with anybody else, because they're just, in my opinion, they're both just not serious. And I wouldn't want them to take away this experience or take somebody out of the game who was actually here to lead this show with a lifetime partner or somebody that they are going to build a relationship and a life with. That's just my opinion. But they're both good TV. They're both good TV. Let's get into Charisse and Mike. Was Charisse wrong, right, for saying that Mike's kids and his divorce was baggage? Absolutely. I felt like she could have said it a different way. I felt like she could have said, well, you know, when I heard that, I prejudged you about that, and I'm really sorry. But to sit down and say, oh, you have kids and you are divorced, and that's baggage to me, that's a turnoff, and I'm not interested. Girl, how did you expect for him to respond? You insulted that man. Like, there's no way that at we can debate the age like Mike and Charisse did at 45 or 43, that you don't know that saying something like that is going to hurt a person. You're very aware of that. Yes, I did say that she's blunt, but that comment was just mean. It was just mean. And there's no way that you didn't know that he would have that kind of reaction. Now, Mike's reaction, I felt like he could have just addressed what she said and not shamed her for not having those things that he had at her age, right? Because she is a woman that expressed that she wanted to be married and have children. So to sit there and shame her because she doesn't have those things, listen, I know I say if they go low, we go to hell. But it's like, Mike, I just felt like he could have handled that a little differently. But you can't tell people how to handle things when they are the one being offended and when they are hurt. So I understood, but it was just like, dude, that's just low. Just deal with the things that she said about you. Don't sit up there and say, well, you don't have those things and you're 45. You know, tearing her down because of her age and the fact that she doesn't have those things yet. It don't make you no better than her. But I get, you know, you're responding in your offense. Absolutely understand it. You know what? How do you feel about this coupling? I really like StreamYard's not gonna let me be great, but I bind you up, StreamYard. I bind you up. Where is it? I really like Randall and Trinica. I like them. They're the only, out of all the people that I've seen, this coupling makes sense to me. I could see this working. I can't see it working with any other couple, but I can see Trinica and Randall working. It just seemed very real. You know, when they sat down, you know, she was a bit forward. All the women are. All the women are. And it's not, I don't think that this is how they are. I think they have to be because the men are just not pursuing them. I don't know if Tommy is watching these dates or watching the interactions, but he needs to say something at some point because the men are just not making any moves. And no shade, if we're going to really, you know, judge the men by the women and the women by the men, the women here are the prize. The women here are the prize. The men have showed up to this show with a lot of stuff going on, right? And not even financially meeting what the women are bringing in, right? So the fact that they're entertaining and pursuing you is a privilege, and they should feel like, you know, they should feel special, but they should also reciprocate that. The men are not reciprocating this. And although I enjoyed watching Randall and Trinica, it was kind of cringe watching her make advances and Randall not doing anything. And I'm like, to be honest with you, at least men of today, I'm not going to say all men, but there are, you know, a few men of today who want, oh, the bunny, he's finally here. Mom, he's finally here. I was so concerned. Oh my gosh, I saw something really bad happen to him, but he's here. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, oh, that made me feel so good. I was so nervous. Anyway, I thought a wolf or something got him. it just was very cringe watching her make these advances and the men just, and he wasn't reciprocating that. But then he's saying when he's around the men and in his confessional that, he really enjoys her and likes her and wants her to stick around. But I'm like, why aren't you telling her that? And it's all the guys. All these men are like, oh, I'm interested in so-and-so. I'm interested in so-and-so. Does she know that? How does she know that if you don't talk to her? Y'all too old not to know how to approach a woman. Like, it's y'all too old at this point. This is not a soft hop. This is real life. Y'all are grown men. Learn how to approach a woman. The women are just chasing these men. And I'm like, in the real world, they wouldn't chase you. But in the confines of this experiment, they have to. But in the real world, y'all wouldn't be getting all this play. Especially you, Mike. You are really walking around. You injustice. The nerve. Anyway, speaking of Mike, let's get into him. Mike is having a really hard time with the ladies, and I think it's because Mike has no game. I think Mike is having a hard time with the ladies because he has no game. He does not know how to talk to women. When he was sitting down, who did he say that it was the one that he really liked? Brandy, right? None of the women are feeling him. The only woman that's feeling him was April. She was too much for him. And then Brandy, right? Brandy is starting to warm up to him. So he had a really, combative little sit down with Katie. He had a real little combative with Katie, with her. And then Brandy sat down and they were having a really nice vibe. This man says to her, what's going on with you? Why ain't none of the guys approaching you? Brandy handled it really well. She was just like, what, you think something wrong with me? And like joked about it. But I'm like, this is why you're probably going to get cut next episode. Like the one woman that is finally feeling you and you're reciprocating those feelings, you ask her why nobody want her. You have no game. You have no game. And sir, you walk around like you're not who you are. Listen, I love the confidence. But beloved, you better start chasing somebody. So in this episode, the men have to decide what woman they want to step it up and what woman that they want to send home. It was very apparent to me that they were going to send home April because nobody, the whole show the whole 2 episodes, nobody was really into her. And then the one guy that she tried to make something happen with, he was just very standoffish. So I knew that she was going home, and I knew that is it Katie Ann? I knew that Katie Ann was going to stay. I will say, when she was sitting down with LJ, and LJ was telling her what the men thought about her, and she was just like, well, they need to pursue. They don't want to do no work. And I was like, you know what, girl? You're right. Put all the sass that you want in that. You are right. She was like, they don't know how to lead. That's the problem. Absolutely. Does this show always give the women lackluster men? I felt like these women deserve better. They deserve better. The only guys really on my radar right now is Samson and LJ. More of LJ, just because I think that he's just a really sweet guy. And I really like how he talks to all the women. I like Samson too, because I like how he balances out Billie Holiday. I like how he balances her out. But I need for him to get another identity aside from being, what is he, Black and Arab? I love that is who he is, but it's like his whole identity, the way he leads out is just with the fact that he's biracial. And I'm like, I get it. Thank you. Persian, Black and Persian. I get it. I absolutely understand. Be proud of who you are. I'm Black, right? Hello, you can't tell me nothing. But we got to talk about something else. He loves that he's biracial, and he will let you know. And it's like, okay, dude, what else can we find out about you? Because every time you sit down with a woman, well, I'm Black and Persian. What else you got to offer, buddy? What else do you have to offer? Aside from that, he's a nice guy. I just feel like he kind of leads with that, like he's some unicorn. You know what I mean? I don't think that all biracial people do that. All multiracial people do that. But there is a certain community of biracials, multiracials, that's like your identity, and it makes you feel like special or something, or some kind of unicorn. So you kind of lead with that, and then you don't give us anything else of substance. But I'm not saying he doesn't have substance. I'm just saying he leads with that, as if, you know, the Black girls are going to go up for that because he's different. Now, I'm not going to hate on that, because that has worked for biracials and multiracials, especially the men and women, to be quite honest with you, when we were a lot younger. Like, let's be real. A guy, a guy who was multiracial will get all the girls, right? Because all of the girls are like, oh my God, what is this? You're black and white. Oh, that's different. Let's date, right? Kids, brains are not fully developed. We don't know what we're talking about, right? But when you're an adult, you want something else. How are you going to be a stepfather to Shakira's child? How are you going to provide? What do you like? What's your favorite music? What are you interested in? What are your turn-offs and what are your turn-offs? Like, we haven't heard nothing besides the fact that you are Black and Persian. Amen. Like, good for you. What else do you have to offer? But those are my top two guys. My top two guys are LJ. Let me bring up their pictures. LJ, because I just think that he's such a sweetie. And I didn't get that from him in the beginning. And Samson. Those are my top two. The guys that I feel like are absolutely delusional are Mike. Like, delusional. He is so delusional. Mike and Justice. Delusional. Every other guy is in between. My only issue is with Mr. Alonzo is that I think he's lying about his age, but that could just be the show. That could just be the show. But those are my top two guys. My top two women. The one I'm only judging them based off of what if I think that they're really here for, if they're really ready for love. And the women that I think are ready for love is the beautiful Trinica. I really, really like her. I think she's here for all the right reasons. And Looney, I think she's here for the right reasons. I think she's here for, like, a cute little boyfriend, maybe engagement a couple of years later. But I do think that she's here to be coupled up at the end of this. What do you guys think? Let me get into your comments. And by the way, Mama Star was supposed to be reviewing this show with me, but she didn't watch the episode. She watched half of the episode, and she was like, I can come on. I was like, do you know what happened after Swayze and Kayla met? And she was like, oh, I fell asleep. Girl, so she'll be here next week. Get out of my head, winner. Get out of my head. Hey, Lily B. Lily B said, yes, this one girl I know says she has so much in common with her boyfriend. She said that they're both biracial and they both went to Ivy League schools. Shaking my damn head. I'm like, is that it? For a lot of them, it's their identity. And I'm like, it's very shallow of you to think that's it. That's it. And listen, I'm not hating on that. I'm Black. You know how we are. We are Black and proud. We love it. We make songs about it. But there has to be something else. Oh, she's way nicer. I just think she's very forward about what she wants. Nothing wrong with that, but I think she's being kind of superficial, right? Because I think that any guy that will come at the right time that would fit like maybe one or two boxes, she'll take on. And it's just like, girl, there needs to be more. It can't just be, oh, he's nice to my son and he lives close to me. There needs to be something else, but I think she's ready for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of women do that, right? You're ready for something, and whoever shows up, if you're ready for love, whoever shows up at that moment, that's who you're going to go with. He doesn't necessarily have to be right for you. He just has to be there at the right time. And I think she's going about it the wrong way. I don't think she will. I'm as the more and more I talk about it, I think she's a producer pick, a producer plant. I was so upset that I was not reviewing that show when he started that singing. I was like, LJ, please don't sing. Please don't sing anymore. Not saying that it's bad, but I just feel like you're going to turn off, one of the women that are really there for you. So hold on. I like her. She's a lot of fun. She is a lot of fun. I like her. I really, really do. Yes, I like that couple. I do. And he does not want her to go. And I think he's trying not to show it yet. And I can understand him not showing her yet that he's feeling her the way he's feeling her, because Looney, like I said, is like that with everybody. So how are these guys supposed to know that you're interested in them when you are like this with all the guys? Yeah, they did. They didn't miss out on anything. I will say with Dominica, I didn't like how the cast treated her. Like them saying that she's too loud. I'm like, she's black. When are we quiet? You know what I mean? And I just felt like they were being classist, right? I felt like they were being very classist to her because of, how the way she was loud, right? I don't think it was necessarily her loudness. I think it was the way that she was loud. I didn't like it. But good for her for getting out of that show early, because there are no prizes here for the women. Let's be real. All the women are dating down. Sorry to say it. The men are dating up on this show. And I don't know if it's like that all the time. Hey, Desiree, thank you for being here. He does sing like him. I was not ready for that high-pitched voice. No, LJ. We got to find something else, baby. Hey, Tony, thank you for being here. Oh, it's like the singer Shakira. Thank you. Because I'm just like the whole episode, I'm waiting for them to say her name. I'm like, can y'all say her name? Because I forgot how to pronounce it. Thank you so much, Shonda, for plugging my channel. I have a home channel called Nikki.Star at home. You need to, if you're not subscribed, you need to do it now. Here is why. I am filming and editing my fall content. You don't want to miss that, baby. Side note, since I'm thinking about it, because I'm filming a video about that, Le Creuset is having a factory to table sale right now. And baby, one of my packages have already arrived. I'm about to order something else. It's a nice little sale. It is a nice little sale. Jump in on it. Don't know how long it's going to last, but get in on it. JB says, what says the women always chase the men? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Thank you, Crazy Homebody Girl. Crazy Homebody Girl said you got to explore different connections to stay on the show. Okay. Thank you. That makes sense. So if somebody like links up early, they can get cut? That sucks. Crazy Homebody Girl also said this show kind of forces women to chase the men, but also these men don't pursue, and they need to. I'm just like, I don't understand how these men do not realize that outside of the show, you would not be able to even talk to a woman like this. Like the women on the show are quality. Charisse included. Got to work on your attitude. But the women are quality, and I'm just like, not saying that the men aren't quality, but I'm just like, we got to be realistic here. If it wasn't for this show, you would not be in the same spaces with these women. We got to be real. Y'all are not the prize. Oh, they love a Beijing beard. I feel like they're both lying about their age. That they don't give black 40s. They do not give black 40s. Like black people, I don't know. We look different. And they look like they have lived some life. I'm like, Mr. Alonzo, 46 where? 46 where? It could just be the show. I love that. I do. Like, I'm not dragging it. I'm just saying, girl, is it the flower that makes you go a little? She's an absolute sweetie. I just think that you were landed on thick with Mr. Alonzo, and you know good and well you don't like that man. You're not gonna call me? Why didn't you come speak to me? Because you're not interested in him. Don't play with him. He did, because he's not serious. And I think that's what's wrong. That was Shakira's issue with him. He's not serious. She is. And she was just like, I don't feel like it because he's playing games. I see it already. I'm not interested. But I'm like, girl, play your cards right. Play your cards right. Yeah. That's what I think too, Greta. I think after she has a couple of blow-ups and when relationships start to really form, that's when they'll let her go. Hey, Vicky. What a happy accident. Thank you for being here. Crazy Homebody Girl said, I don't like Charisse, but she made some points. She makes a lot of great points. Her delivery is terrible. Her delivery is terrible. I wish they would have kept that guy that was interested in her, the one that kept on sweating. My mom was like, he's on coke. And I'm like, Mom, you just can't make accusations like that. She was like, well, why is he always sweating and jittery? He was good TV though, but he lost the ladies when he was like trying to hide his son. He lost all the ladies with that one. He would have stayed around had he not been so evasive about his child. Greta said, I loved what Cherie told Mike about baggage. Sorry, not sorry. Listen, she got up under his skin. Donna D said, production always has their favorites, and Charisse is one of them. She's a pot stirrer. Why would they let her go? JB says, what yet? Said, yeah, she was told how cute she was, and it stuck with her. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was trying to get to. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. XXXUDIXX. That's what I was trying to get to. That's what it was giving me. I was just like, I can understand that she offended you, but you just went right to misogyny. Like it was right there on the tip of your tongue. You didn't even have to search for it, right? There wasn't a lot of poking and prodding for you to get to that point. It was the first thing you said. So yeah, I think he's going to go home next week. Is it about to rain again? I live in Miami. All it does is rain here. Oh, when did he say that? Yeah, he gotta go. He gotta go. Did I lie? It's like she takes half of her hair and just gels it down. When the hair refuses to lay on your face, that means it's too much. It's no longer baby hair. It's a bang. It's a bob. You're laying down a bob. It's too much hair, ma'am. It's too much hair. Donna D said, I bet, judging on the history of the show, I bet production told April to butt in on Kayla and Mike's conversation. That was an uncomfortable conversation. But Kayla wasn't interested in Mike. She wasn't. So it's not like, April did anything wrong. Oh, thank you, Miss GG88. I really like it. And I'm, moving forward, I'll be doing this with my mom, but she got to watch the episode. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm like 43? I don't think so. I like Swayze. I don't think he's here. I don't think he's ready for love, but he's fun. He's fun. I like him. Hey, Cameron, thank you for being here. Yes, I can too. Yes, he's very Orange Juice Jones. Hey, Lisa, thank you for being here. JB says what said baggage was a bad choice of words. It was like she could have, there's so many ways that she could have said it because she's not wrong for not wanting to be with the man that is divorced and has children. How she explained it, she was like, I don't have those things. I didn't experience that. So I would rather have somebody who's on the same experience level as myself concerning relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. Her delivery, terrible. You delivered it like it was offensive and not just your preference. Uh oh yeah, he got triggered. He got triggered. He got triggered. Let me get some older comments. All the way. Hey Lily. D Dub said, I wish they would do a season with twice as many men and women. You think so? I think there's a lot of men and women. I think there's a lot of people on this show. I was even watching it like, how are they going to, how is it, what is this going to narrow down to? Can one of you guys answer that for me? So, what happens at the end? Is it just one couple standing? And then what? Let me know because I have no idea how the show ends. Oh, it's like this every season. Tommy needs to say something. Tommy needs to say something. I love Trinica and I love Randall. I like that couple. I just felt like you would see them in some restaurant in Atlanta or wherever, and you would just get like jitters watching this couple because they're just so adorable, and you could just feel the tension there. I like them. I like them. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. That's why I'm just like, if you're in a relationship, work it out. It's bad out here. Cameron said, "Oh, the bunny came back. He's fine. He's not boiling in the pot." Thank you, Jesus. I was so concerned. I was like, "Oh, he brought his son. Hey, oh my God, we haven't seen them for days." I was so concerned. Oh, he brought the baby. Oh, I'm not misgendering this baby. Or the dad. Child. Yeah. Yeah. He walks around like, I'm like, bro, you can't think that you're it. Love the confidence though, but the way he acts, like the ladies are supposed to come after him, and I'm like, okay. He does. He really, really, really does. He really does. He really, really does. Leave me alone, Drewski. Oh my goodness. Kadeen? Kadeen? Because they were calling her Caddy at some times, but I was just like, is it Caddy in? Katie in? Like, what is it? What is it? I like her too, but my favorite is Looney. My favorite is Looney. Lily B said yes. Oh, I got this one. Hey, Busola. Busola said, does anyone watch the Love on Stage show with Melissa Frederick? Looks like a good show. I have no idea what that is. What is it about? He does. I can see it. I can absolutely see it. But my God, does he make that his identity? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like them too. But I also love Looney. She's just so much fun. She really is. Every time Looney walks into a scene, it's that stank walk, and she's swishing them braids. I say, yeah, I love her. Carmen said, I'm late to the party. Nikki, what led you to reviewing the show? Just stopped watching it after the reunion. Me and my mom were just hanging out, and we were just trying to see what was on TV, and it just came up, and we watched it and enjoyed it. That's all. I liked her too. I'm sad that she, was cut, but good for her. Ain't no prizes there. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the super sticker. Thank you. Hey, Kiana, thank you so much for the super chat. Kiana said, I'm in the room. Did I miss addressing the baggage? Yeah, I got to it. Hope you were here for that because I'm just now getting into the comments. Lisa said, I was just at Surla Table earlier today. Would I tell you that olive leaf design on a Elite Crusade almost took my power bill? Oh, it's next for me. It's next because this is what I was going to do. I was going to get the olive collection because, like, when that collection came out, I gasped. I was like, I need it. But when they brought back the olive leaf print, I said, oh, I got to get this. Because I was looking at it at Williams-Sonoma, but it was still so expensive. Now that Lee Crusade has it and they have free shipping, girl, I'm getting it from there. I'm getting it from there. Oh, okay. Thank you, Crazy Homebody Girl. Crazy Homebody Girl said, yeah, it's hard to stay if you link up too early. Oh, that's a mess. That's not fair. Hey, Vicky. Vicky said Mike has been making dim comments. He looks like he goes for significantly younger women, then gets mad when they either don't want him or ask about his pockets. I can absolutely see that. I can absolutely see that. Oh, it's 3 couples at the end. Okay. Okay. And then what happens? Do they decide to stay together or not? Like, what happens at the end? Busola said, do you think they'll ever do a queer dating version of these shows? That would be lovely to see. Being as though that OWN is a, Black network geared to older Black folks, I don't think so. Homophobia in our community is ridiculous. It's rampant. I don't see that happening. If it was a younger network, absolutely. I can absolutely see that happening, but no. The old Black Christians that keeps the lights on at OWN will not be here for it. Absolutely not. No. No. It would be, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. This is so random. But because we were talking about OWN, I started thinking about the O magazine, and then that made me think about Martha Stewart's magazine, and it brought me here because I had a whole meltdown about this. Martha Stewart's magazine, out of production. They sent me a notification that I'm getting 2 more issues, and that's it, because they're no longer producing that magazine anymore. I guess it's just going to be online. Heartbroken. I've been getting that magazine for years, like since college. Like, I'm so upset. I have been getting that magazine so long. I signed up with my college email. Like, girl, what's going on, Martha? What's going on? So upset about that. It was really random. I just had to get that thought out. Hey, Dr. Rim. Dr. Rim said, Love on Stage is Kev's on Stage wife show, and it's on their app. It's something like this show and Married at First Sight mixed up / inspired. I've seen bits of it, and it looks nice and more sensible. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that they're doing, big things over there. Good for them. Crazy Homebody Girl said they decided to go forward in a relationship, and then at the reunion, you find out if they stay together. Okay. Do you see any matches here? Do you see any couplings that you think might stay together? The only one that I have hope for is Randall and Trinica. I can see that working. Yeah, but I don't see them doing a whole show like that. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Did we ever get I think we got like one same-sex couple on Black Love, and that was a problem. Ciao. Hey, Anika. Love you too. Thank you for joining us. I was like, what? What happened? Like, you've been taking my money since I was a teenager. My coins wasn't enough to keep Martha Stewart afloat. Yes, I just got the notification. Yes, since I was in the 2nd grade. Yes, I'm so hurt. I'm like, what happened, Martha? I have so many of those magazines. I'm so upset. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. There's no successes on this show. I do too. But I don't see them together at the reunion. I hope she doesn't sleep with him. It's something about Sam. Is it Samson or Samson? It's something about Sam that I just don't fully believe yet. Be careful, Shakira. Be careful. Hey, Naya. Naya said, hey, Nikki, hey, Star fam. There was a queer couple on Family or Fiance, but OWN definitely needs to do better. Yeah, I think that they would absolutely show gay couples and have, gay storylines and things like that on their shows. A fully queer show, I just don't see that happening on OWN anytime soon. because it has absolutely nothing to do with Oprah or the investors of the network. It has absolutely everything to do with the audience that they are basing their content off of. And the audience is older Black Christians. And I just don't see the Black Baptist aunties going up for a queer show. Unfortunately. I hate that. Listen, I spend so much time on my computer. I love to sit down and crack open a magazine. I hate that. Miss GG88 said Simon and Rashid from the Houston season are together and are getting married. They have a YouTube channel where they review the show. I think I saw them when I was trying to find the episode to watch before I DVR'd this show. Wow. Wait a minute. Did y'all see it? I think this is Family or Fiance. Did y'all see the latest Family or Fiance episode where that young girl was being abused by that man? And she was like, I came on here to tell my story. And she also got in a fight with his daughter. Do y'all remember that one, that Family or Fiance? I was like, first of all, I was not even watching it. I fell asleep with the TV on, went to the bathroom, came back, and it was on my TV. And it was like 3 a.m. And I was watching that show in horror. I'm like, what the hell is this on? What is this mess? That show was messy. I remember watching that episode, and then I remember I was watching one episode with the white husband, and the family was just like the white fiance, and the family was like, we don't do this. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 2022. And the Black family was like, no, we're not going to give our blessing. We do not want her to marry this white man. That show was messy. That show is messy. Girl, I was like, are y'all going to let her go home with him? That was the only thing that bothered me. They let her leave with that man that she said was beating on her. What? I will say, I felt like something was up with the girl. I felt like that she probably had some kind of mental issue, and it was also given prostitution. Something was going on there. Something, and they didn't want to tell the whole story. And her mother, I didn't really believe her mother. Her mother was doing all this crying about her daughter. And I'm just like, why was she a teenager dating him? Where were you, child? That episode was a mess. I was broken. I was like, they're letting her leave with him? Whoo. Absolutely not. Oh, especially this season. Child. Yeah, still together. I hated that. That show is a mess. Yes, Vicky, Family or Fiance is a mess. I've only seen 2 episodes and they've been hella messy. I'm like, I can't believe this is on OWN. I was like, oh, they're gonna let her leave with him? And then the whole family was so chill. I'm like, she said he's beating on her. Why is everybody calm? Why is everybody like, oh, we just want to talk about it? Oh, you're not a bad guy for beating on my daughter. What? That show was crazy. That was a crazy episode. She was young, and I think there was some things going on. I think there was some. Yes, she did. They got married at the courthouse. Messy. Please don't, Josie. It was an emotional roller coaster. I said, I'm never watching this show again. It was an emotional roller coaster. At 3 a.m., I'm sitting on my couch, just hurt. No, do not do it. Anyway, Star Fam, I had a great time. Thank you all for showing up. This is a new show that I'm going to be reviewing with my mother when she finally watches the episode. But I had a good time. I like it. I enjoy it so far. It's also very new to me, so I don't know what I'm getting into, but I will stick with it. And if you like what you see here, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you probably tomorrow for 90 Day in the Caribbean. I'll see how my day is going then. But if you don't see me tomorrow, you'll definitely see me on Monday for the Real Housewives of Atlanta and 90 Day Fiance. The only reason why I'm doing 90 Day Fiance is because we're at the tell-all part. This 90 Day Fiance season was terrible. You know what I'm ready for. I'm ready for 90 Day Fiance the other way. Like, I'm ready to get to or Happily Ever After. I'm ready for that. that season is absolutely going to bring it. Vicky said, I've seen a few episodes, but not that one. The family clearly felt her. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. But anyway, like I said, if I don't see you tomorrow, I will absolutely see you guys on Monday. Keep in mind, family or fiance, I'm going to try to make it alive, but I'm going to be out of town. So it may be alive and it may be recorded. But the following week, what's the following week? Yeah, the following week, not this week coming up, but the following week we'll be back to doing our lives. I'll be back, in town again. But yeah, just the end of the week, the Thursday and Friday shows. I'm gonna try to figure it out. Because I will be traveling. But again, thank you all for yes. That's what I'm waiting for. Why would you do it to me, Shamik? I'm waiting for that. But thank you all again for joining me. This was fun. I'm glad that I did it and I will stick with it. Love you all so much, Star Family. You all really lift my spirits. I'm telling you, you really, really do. And one day, when I tell you everything that I'm dealing with, you will understand that as much joy as I bring you guys, you bring it to me as well. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Night or afternoon, wherever you may be. Love you. Bye.